Good morning. I have a few more Dr. Milton Erickson case studies to read. Today, I'll read again from My Voice Will Go With You in the section Overcoming Habitual Limitations. And I think I'll read two today. Going from room to room. I asked a student, "How do you get from this room into that room?" He answered, "First you stand up, then you take a step." I stopped him and said, "Name all the possible ways you can get from this room into that room." He said, "You can go by running, by walking, you can go by jumping, you can go by hopping, by somersaulting, you can go out that door, go outside the house, come in another door and into the room, or you could climb out a window if you want to." I said, "You said you would be inclusive, but you made an omission, which is a major omission." I usually illustrate first by saying, if I want to get into that room from this room, I would go out that door, take a taxi to the airport, buy a ticket to Chicago, New York, London, Rome, Athens, Hong Kong, Honolulu, San Francisco, Chicago, Dallas, Phoenix, come back by limousine and go in the backyard and then through the back gate into the back door and into that room. And you thought only a forward movement. You didn't think of going in backwards, did you? And you didn't think of crawling in. The student added, or of sliding on my stomach either. We do limit ourselves so terribly in most of our thinking. The next one is called Sightseeing. A number of these are about weight loss that he has in this section. But I like the section Overcoming Limitations, so I don't want to overdo a certain type of story, but I like this one. Sightseeing. A woman said she wanted me to do something about her weight. I looked at her fingernails. She had long red fingernails. I think they're advertised as nails. You glue them on. They stick out. That amount of fat and those red fingernails. I said, "I can help you, but you'll have to cooperate. You climb Squaw Peak." She said, "At sunrise?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, I'd like some company." I said, "You complain that your 16-year-old son is about 100 pounds overweight. Take him along for the company. Set a good example for him." Next time I saw her, she said, "You know, I don't believe I want to lose weight, and I know my son doesn't. Do you mind if I stop trying to fool myself?" I said, "Not at all." Another woman called me up and said, "I'm ashamed to come in and see you. For the last 2 years, I've neglected my husband, my family, my children. I've sat in the kitchen and eaten everything I could lay my hands on. My husband takes the children to school and brings them back. He does all the shopping and I cook and eat things. I'm grossly overweight. I don't even want you to be able to see me." I said, "You want to lose the weight. You've neglected your children and your husband for 2 years. In that case, why don't you take your children out of school? They won't lose anything by it. Your husband's income is sufficient for you to have a car of your own. Take your children out of school, put them in the station wagon, and sightsee all over Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, California, and every other cotton-picking place you can think of. And make your kids read brochures, historical and geographical brochures on your sightseeing trip. Stay in motels where you can't take charge of the kitchen. You'll be too busy looking after your kids to eat. On your husband's present income, he can join you every weekend. The family can really enjoy a vacation for a year." A year later, she called up and said, "I'm back to normal weight. I'm interested in my kids. I love my husband, and I want to return to my household duties. Do I have to do any more sightseeing?" I said, not until you gain weight. She said, don't worry, doctor, I've had my fill. Now I want to watch my kids grow and I want to look after my home. Motels are deadly. The kids enjoyed them, but I have a right to be home. I'm going to protect that right. I never got a fee out of her. I never met her. But therapy was done on the entire family without my even seeing them. When you touch the vital spot in your patient either is going to respond and get better or not. And that's the brief one for today. Thanks for joining me. We'll do another one later.